welcome to the Seven Vibrations Frequency podcast with your girl, Iona Meade, at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So hopefully you are doing amazing. Welcome to Financial Freedom Sunday. And so on the Seven Vibrations Frequency podcast, every single Sunday, we talk about soul clients and financial freedom, which is like one of my favorite topics. I always say that today is my favorite topic. I think relationship freedom Friday is my favorite topic, but our soul clients and our soul client income and our financial freedom comes through being in service, right? So you've got to love relationships. And as Abraham Hicks say, you know, our finances come through money, our money comes through people. And so that is the topic that I want to talk about today on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. So if you are new to me, we talk about journaling. It's a very practical YouTube podcast. We talk about journaling, we talk about visualization, we talk about raising our vibration, setting our intentions. And then what I will do is invite you to our monthly call for networking to come and co-create and connect and collaborate and cross-promote so that we can refer each other to reach our own soul tribe and attract our soul clients, because we all have those unique gifts. So let me dive into the episode. So Financial Freedom Sunday it's a really amazing day. And I love it and I love talking about soul clients, and I love talking about financial freedom, and I love talking about contributing, how we're contributing in the world. That's on Mondays for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. And then by Sunday, we kind of look back and think, have we served our soul clients? Have we had soul clients on calls? Have we made any offerings? Do we have what I call an enrollment spot? Like, how are we showing up, speaking out and serving deep? And are we speaking to, serving and signing up our high paying soul clients? And if not, why not? What do we need to have in place? And so usually I'll read a book every single day that relates to one of the 7 areas of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. So that is, again, contribution freedom on a Monday, health freedom on Tuesday, emotional freedom on Wednesday, environmental freedom on Thursday, relationship freedom on Friday, spiritual freedom on Saturday, and financial freedom on Sunday. And so when we look at our level of contribution is going to equal our financial freedom, basically, when we correlate that. And I talk about this in my book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a Soul Guided Influencers Compass to Leverage Your Lightwork and Lifestyle on YouTube. And I love that I made that connection and that correlation, because when I did what's called the Wheel of Life, I call mine the Soul Legacy Wheel, that puts all of these 7 areas into a circle, a wheel. And when I did that and I reflected back on like where I was and what I was dipping low in, it was if I'm not contributing enough, I'm not going to have that financial freedom. And when I'm contributing, I can see a direct correlation between the financial freedom and how much I'm serving. And it's a great awareness to actually have when you are a spiritual entrepreneur, when you are a light worker, and you've got so many gifts to give in the world, but you're working a job or you're working one-on-one, but you want to serve more people. So what I teach is to write your book as a passive income stream, do your courses, your group coaching programs, work one-to-many with soul clients, and do the maths. So I usually listen to or read a book on Sunday. And so today I listened to a book that I often mention, which is The Prosperity Consciousness by a guy called Frederick Lerman. And the first time I heard about this book, I actually bought the cassette tapes. That's how old it is. I'm 50, so yeah, it was old. I can't even remember how long ago it was. If I look back on something, I'd probably be able to find it. But it was the days of listening to a Walkman, putting the cassette tape in, Walkman. Yeah, those days. And now I teach moving from that poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness, because that's the journey that I've been on. And so in the book, like when I play the Soul Income Game 50 days on Sundays, Frederick Lerman's talking about teaching us about our money, and basically the energy of money and the vibration of money and the communication of money, and writing down how much money you want to manifest, and actually saying that the universe and our brain, it gets it when we're very specific and we break it down. So say if we have a goal, he used the goal of manifesting 36,000 in a year. So if we use the goal of $1 million a year, he said, just break it down to what that is on a daily basis. So if it was 100,000 or if it was the 50K for a year, what would that be on a daily basis? And then how would that equate to the clients that you have? And so oftentimes we don't want to do the maths. Do you ever want to do the maths? And so I was doing the maths and playing along. And he says, look at the daily income. So if we do $1 million, it's 2,733-ish a day. If we do 100,000 a year, it's 273 pounds a day. If we do, or dollars, if we do 50K for the year, it's $136 or pounds a day. And it's like, okay, well, what would you offer if you needed to earn, or you wanted to earn, to hit your income goal, your annual income goal? And I remember doing this years ago. I think it was with Bob Proctor, doing like, what is your daily amount? You know, especially when it was online, it's like, what do you need to earn daily? And people were breaking it down and saying, you know, earning passive income. And so if I was to do the soul client income streams that I have, and I teach to do 3 levels. 2 levels are passive income stream. You get to that as you follow my framework. And one's an active income stream, but it's a group. It's a mastermind office hours. So one's $55, then $555, and then $5,555. And if we did the, say, bank 50K, not even 50 days for a year, then, you know, that $55, it would be £436 or dollars. It'd be 3 in a day. How many of my 5-day calls would I need to sell in a day to have that 50K for the year? And when you start to break it down, he's right. It makes sense. It's like, well, I only need to do 3 of those a day. Or say if it was my 555, I'd only need to do 4 of the one of those in every 4 days, right? To have that 50K. And it's like, is it worth putting in all of the effort? And I've just been explaining this to my niece, like the income that you can earn and you have the potential to earn by creating a passive income versus trading time for money. It's just like absolutely night and day. But when people are used to earning every single day, or like trading time for money, it's really foreign. So I don't know if you've done the maths. Welcome to Financial Freedom Sunday. I'm talking about soul clients and the income. And oftentimes as spiritual entrepreneurs, as light workers, we're like, no, I don't want to, I do need the money and I need to pay my bills, but I don't want to charge for it. But I do want to earn passive income streams. And it's just a really weird energy and a mix of energy. So when we break down, okay, well, how much do you need to earn in a year, in a day, for your annual income? And what is the fair energy exchange that you would offer your services to add transformation in the world? Because that's what we say that we can do, right? As spiritual entrepreneurs, as light workers, I can add transformation in the world. It isn't all free, because then we've got to live. It comes through us for a reason. And I always say that our light work, our lifestyle depends on our light work. Because if we're not doing work, and remember it says work, it's not just light, our light, it's our light work, it's working. And I think that's where sometimes as light workers, as spiritual entrepreneurs, we forget that it's work, meaning that we're not going out working for someone else. We're spreading light in the world. So therefore, we're spending all of our time doing that. If we're spending our time doing that, it's okay to be compensated for that. So breaking down the actual maths of what is it that you need to earn in energy exchange. And I love that. So he was doing, talking about, I was listening to the Audible book today, and he was just saying so many things. And I listened to Abraham Hicks, everything, and this was the title, Everything You Want Comes to You in Perfect Timing. Be the one that understands. And that understanding is not common. It's not common. It's not something that we're conditioned. It's not common knowledge. And Esther Hicks says, she said so many things. I wrote down being the right person at the right time, not doubting it. You don't, what did she put? Don't look at the human. Oh, I wrote down notes and I can't even read them all. I'll have to listen to it again. But basically just that allowing, right? Just allowing that in and just being at that vibration. And there was loads of things. And she was saying that the your money, your environment, the love is all there if we just allow it in. I would say that. I would wrap it up with that because I can't actually read my. I've got learning dyslexia and I took like so many notes and I can't read them. And I wrote over the first lot of notes that I made sense when I was listening to it. I often do that. But I did. I wrote so many things down. I was like, oh, okay. So we're saying Frederick Lerman in the prosperity consciousness was, do you know what? I'm always leaning on this desk now. He was saying to play an annual income game, basically. And what he was saying is like, how much would you need to have all of your expenses for the year paid? So say it was 50K, whatever. He used 36K, but it was years ago. And what he did was he said you could do it, put 10% of your income away for that annual income, and you could do it in 10 years. But you could probably do it in less than that. And what if you lived on like 50% of your income? You do it in 2 years, whatever. But just actually living on less and then saving up, say, a week's worth of what would be your income, and then writing to yourself a check, and then leaving it on the side, which seems bizarre, leaving it on the side. And then when you come down in the morning, you've got a check paid to yourself for that day. Say it was £136 or dollars. Then you've got that feeling of, I don't have to work today. Then you do it more, do it for a month, do it 3 months, you do it for 6 months. And soon, energetically, you know that you don't have to actually go out there and work. And that's that passive income stream. And I'm not there yet with that. What I really wanted to more try on with the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge was I've scheduled out my business for the next 7 years. I can delegate some of the things, but I really love doing what I do. But I've committed to 7 years, and it's not that I'm like, okay, I never ever want to work again. But it's like not having to work if I don't want to. Do you know what I mean? And having team and stuff doing that. So I've committed to that, and I probably will carry on. I'll carry on with a lot of stuff, or I might just delegate some of the stuff before that. But I've committed to having that framework and scheduling it out because I was just called to do that. But the not trading that time for money and actually being okay with receiving that passive income is a big adjustment when you're new to it. When you've been working for someone else, it's like, oh, I can actually earn, and feeling worthy of that. Having that fear of success, having that fear of failure, having that fear of selling is not the best place to build financial freedom, and it's not the best place to attract those soul clients. So that's where I'm at with that. So let me know if you've heard of the prosperity consciousness, on tapping into unlimited wealth, I think it's called. Again, it was an audio, not even an Audible book. I've got the Audible. It was an audio cassette tape that I listened to. I had it somewhere, but I've put a lot of things in storage. It just blows my mind that, I actually ordered the cassette tape, and now like look where and VHS, to listen to coaching stuff years and years ago. So it's been a while that I've been in this, and it's taken a long time to transfer over and make that shift from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness, because that's not what I was born into. It just really isn't. And my daughter and I were talking about, she stayed over the other day. We were talking about this, current cost of living, whatever that is, crisis, whatever you want to call it, and what we're used to when the not like a high standard, because I'm very minimalistic, but just as in the basics of like just what we use on a daily basis to function. It's very different. It's very different to what she was raised with and what she's used to. And she's like, yeah, I'm not feeling that. Like, I think that on top of what happened in 2020, then everything going up and still people being in that level of fear, massively in the level of fear, like we thought that that was over, but I think that there's something else even bigger going on with that level of just constant fear. We know that's not a great place to manifest. And she said, yeah, I don't think that's normal. And I just was like, yes, because it means that she's not buying into that's the way that, like, what else can I do to raise my consciousness, to go in a different step, to have the things that I want to experience in life, not, well, I have to do without everything for the longest because that's just the way it is. And I don't believe that at all. I just don't. So I'm glad that she doesn't either. So let me dive into the first section of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, which is one, rating your vibrational frequency. Raising your vibration or rating your vibrational frequency, tuning and tracking it is a quick way to see what you're thinking and you're believing around money, around your finances. Hey, love, how you doing? Let me know where you're watching from in the world. So how do you feel about doing your light work in the world, being a spiritual entrepreneur, and receiving money for the work that you do? Oftentimes, many of my students, people that come to me, work with me, don't feel okay with going out and working and earning, but don't actually want to do that because they have an entrepreneurial mind and hate being told what to do. Working for someone else, like, it doesn't fit them. But at the same time, and I remember my ex-husband going through this. I was going on a walk the other day and I thought, oh, wow, I remember him earning and not feeling comfortable with, asking to get paid. And he was a master at his craft for years and years and years. And I was like, what is wrong at the time? I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, ask to get, like, well, I want to do half the job first and then a quarter of the job first and then ask. So they've seen that, I've done something like, well, you've got to buy materials up front. You've got to do all these things. We don't have to do that as entrepreneurs necessarily. But I was like, why would you do that? Just ask for them. And I didn't realize, well, that was my awareness and my awakening more to the money and the feeling worthy and earning. And, as we went along our journey, I was like, well, I think you're worth more than that. So let's put up the prices to be in alignment with the market. And you're still not really in alignment. You're still under a lot of people that don't have your experience. But we had like a conversation with one of his clients, and he was at the lowest quote, and other people had quoted 2 and 3 times what he had quoted, and it was a real eye-opener for me. So we'd had a conversation about it, and the guy was really grateful who we did the work on, and then the prices they went up, and we could afford the house and we could afford the different things. But then when I came in business, I thought, well, obviously it's great, you just ask for them. And I didn't. I had the same money blocks of feeling that worthiness. And it's when you get into doing it and you get into doing it more and you build up your credibility, you build up your testimonials, that you're like, oh yeah, I'm actually quite good at this. And it is similar for him, but he was in business for years and years and years. So it's not uncommon to feel like to have that low vibrational frequency on it. But let me know if you are rating between a 1 and 11. A 1 is meh about the money, and 11 is like, absolutely, I feel in flow. I feel worthy. I feel good about it. I'm welcoming it in. I'm allowing it in. I know I don't have to work harder for it. I'm okay with working smarter for it. And I do love working. And I don't mind putting in the graft for it. And it's a very different energy and a very different mindset to working. I've got to work this hard to earn this much an hour. I'm 50 and I don't resonate with doing that anymore. And I know that many of us don't, but we just haven't bridged that gap from that poverty consciousness to that prosperity consciousness. So that's what this episode is about. So I will rate my vibrational frequency, which is an 11. And all throughout the week through the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, every single day we rate our vibrational frequency. So I've done this every single day and I get a score out, a vibrational frequency score for my flow for the week, the energy that I'm setting forth, right, out ahead of me, as Abraham Hicks said. And so each day it could be between a 1 and 11. So essentially, I could have a rating, an overall rating for the week today, as I add every single day up as between a 7 and 77. And by memory, I add all of mine up, and I'm at a 77. So that means that keep doing what I'm doing, do more of what I'm doing, add plus tax kind of thing, rather than like, oh, I have to change up everything. It's like do more. And I'm at that point where I'm trying to be more efficient at what I'm doing and try to be faster at what I'm doing. And it's working to a degree. I'm editing my book to publish the paperback, which I've got learning dyslexia, so I know that it takes me a little bit longer, but I'm on track. And sometimes we want to do things a lot faster than what we just have to flow with it and trust it. So that's where I'm at. So let me know where you are at in terms of your vibration. And if you were not with me and this is the first time that you've heard me and you're new to me, then come along to the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, the YouTube channel, and come on a Monday and we'll journal together and visualize together and set your intentions for the week. So the next segment is about visualization. We know that vision boards work. I've got a lot of things on my vision board that are have manifested, and that I can feel are coming to me, and I absolutely love it. And when I do the vision board challenge again, so I've got a 7-day spiritual business vision board challenge, which you'll see in the links in the description down below, in the show notes. There's replays for the vision board that I did in July, after again fostering for a year. I was offline, so I came back online in July, like the day that I let my great niece go, and I set that intention. And then I usually do it every December, and I do it annually. And so in December, I will update the vision board. I'll let you know what's manifested. I'll let you know what's continuing to manifest and what my goals are. And so when we do the vision board every single day on all of these 7 areas, then every single day, I just got a message from Bumble, every single day. And that's what I was thinking about manifesting. We set those intentions based on what we've created on our vision board, and we take action on them. It's not about sitting around expecting it all to just come to us, although we can allow for the synchronicities, for the freedom, right? And so you can sign up for the vision board and definitely come and do it with me annually. Let me know how you find it, no matter when you're listening to this. Let me know how you find it. So again, I'm going to do it in every December on the second week in December at 7:30 p.m. UK time, Monday to Sunday, because on the Monday we talk about contribution, which is directly related to your financial freedom and your soul clients. Health freedom on Tuesdays, emotional freedom on Wednesdays, on day 3. On day 4, it's environmental freedom. On day 5, it's relationship freedom. On day 6 of the Vision Board Challenge, it's spiritual freedom. And on day 7, it's financial freedom. And that's why I do the follow-up of, oh, this is me manifesting my vision board. This is me leaning into the vibration of manifesting my vision board. I absolutely love it. I love combining journaling, what I call soul speaking into existence, with a vision board process and with, soul guided action. It feels amazing. And again, I've scheduled everything out for the next 7 years, and I'm just going to watch the miracles unfold. So do join me for that vision board challenge, and definitely putting a annual financial freedom goal. People that come to me have an annual income goal, and they don't often believe that it's attainable, that it's reachable. It's kind of, or maybe they think that, oh, well, I better tell her that it's this, but really vibrationally, they're not at that. Maybe they want to replace their income or double their income, or just have passive incomes rather than trading time for money, working one-on-one. And they haven't figured out on my intake form, they haven't figured out what that maths looks like. And if it's very vague, your brain is not going to go, well, enroll so many students into this thing for that amount of money. It's got to end up being that clear. And what I teach is to do a beta and a pilot version of whatever it is that you want to create, so that you're in vibrational alignment and harmony with earning that money first. It's like not jumping in. People say, get high-end clients. It makes it like get high-end clients to have them pay you 10 grand a month when you absolutely would not pay yourself 10 grand a month. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it really doesn't. And then people are going around and then saying, yeah, I didn't get value. Yeah, they charged me extortionate amounts of money and I didn't get results. And then they blamed it on me for not getting those results. That's why when we enroll in those kinds of programs and learn from those kinds of teachers, we don't want to do what they've done. So we think that is the model that we all have to do. And then we feel like a fraud and an imposter because we don't want to do that. Right? Have you ever had that or know someone? I'm sure that you have, as a spiritual entrepreneur online. And if you're new, great. I'll be happy if you don't have to experience any of that, right? So do the vision board challenge. The next segment is visualizing how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day. So in terms of financial freedom, so if you were launching your day and you were working with soul clients, what would your day look like? I've actually got a guide, a 3-step, is it 3 steps? How to visualize what you want and how to get it, a guide. And it's a 4-step process. And in that, we talk about your ideal day, right? Your ideal lifestyle day and your ideal work day. Like, what would that look like? So how would you want to launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day if you were working with soul clients and you had that financial freedom? What would your morning look like? What would your daytime, how would you lead your day and how would you leave your day? Like, how would, when you put your head on the pillow at night, how would you feel? Who would you have served? Who would you have had conversation with? How many people would you have had conversations with? What about you having those conversations? What would it be? And I love that because, again, scheduling my business, I knew the vision for it. And I know that I wanted to talk about how to start, grow, and build a successful online spiritual business on YouTube with a #1 bestselling book launch. That is what I'll be talking about all day long. And my book is called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And so this is me leveraging my light work and lifestyle on YouTube. So this is what I want to talk about every single day. So it's like, oh, well, but I visualized that first and was in alignment with it first before a way manifested, for me to be on my YouTube channel, before a way manifested for me to be doing a live on all of the socials, in my Facebook group, on Twitter, on what have you, in the Soul Legacy Academy. Excuse me. All those things were an idea of me wanting to work with the people that I really wanted to work with. And I had to step into learning the tech stuff because lots of people come to me without, knowing the tech stuff. And I do teach it. And when I teach it, people say, oh my gosh, like, you make it look so easy, Iona. That's because I've done it for a really long time and I never found it easy. I remember paying 1K to learn how to do Google Hangouts, if you remember Google Hangouts. And I literally went onto a Google Hangout and it was like a snowstorm. It was like, because I had one playing and then I was trying to jump into the room with our teacher and our mentor. It was awful. And I remember saying to my partner at the time, I don't think I can do this. I literally, oh my God, I paid for this. I don't think I can do it. And then I learned Zoom, and then I've learned StreamYard, right? I learned Be Live. I think it was it Be Live? I think it was Be Live that I learned. But if you were around back in the day of Hangouts, it was an absolute disaster for me. And I said, I've paid for this course and I literally don't think I can do it. But I stuck with it and I learned it. And the skills that I learned through doing Google Hangouts, which just feels really ancient now, I applied and I learned through Zoom. And then Zoom allowed you to stream into Facebook, stream into YouTube, which I loved. And then I learned again, I think it's Be Live TV. I didn't get on with that well. But then now the StreamYard and being able to stream out and to schedule out my business for like a year. So it's organized. So as we talk about on Thursdays for Environmental Freedom Thursdays, teaching online and traveling while we teach, I had no clue. I didn't know the techie stuff. It's easier now than it ever has been. When I was doing the Google Hangouts and I was doing my summit, I wanted to do a what I called a social summit and be on all of the socials, which there was not this streaming software. I'm telling you. And Virginia Parsons was the Google Hangout lady, and she was trying to she did. She managed to simulcast, I think she called it, into Blab and Periscope, which don't even exist anymore. But and on the socials, so it was just like it wasn't heard of. It wasn't heard of. This streaming everywhere wasn't heard of. So I've watched things evolve, and as I have my vision and my vision come clear, I've worked on different platforms. I worked on Jigsaw Box and like a membership site, because membership sites were big. And then I worked on something called Smart Member, but it was another ladies platform. But I didn't realize that I was licensing it from her, not from the person that was selling it. And I was like, I don't want to build my business on that. So I switched out and learned about, I was going to go on Udemy. And then I switched out and learned about Thinkific. And I absolutely love it. There's other teaching platforms that we can use to work with our soul clients. But I absolutely love Thinkific. I know there's Kajabi, there's Teachable. There's another one that one of my mentors is on, something Coaches something. I don't know. Oh, and I had... not Coach's Corner, there was another one, and I can see the lady really clearly with blonde curly hair. Oh, Coach's Console. Oh my gosh. So do you know what? I'm gonna probably do a video. Coach's Console, Jigsaw Box. I'm gonna do a video on them. Thinkific. I don't know about Teachable and Kajabi, but those are the platforms that I've used over the years, and none of those earlier platforms held my vision. And one of the reasons why I used Thinkific was because they allowed us to tithe. They allowed us to tithe to like a worthy cause. So when you receive the money, then you'd be able to welcome. When you receive the money, you'd be able to tithe to a worthy cause, like a school in Africa or something like that. And then they stopped doing it. I'm not sure why, but I love being able to work with my soul clients and then give back and tithing. And that's part of the movement, having that big enough vision to be able to say, I am the person that earns from my business, and I'm also the person that gives back. But we can't give back financially and have that if we don't have that financial freedom. If as light workers, as spiritual entrepreneurs, we're not willing to accept that money in our business, it makes no sense. But when you look back and you think of how much have you spent, how much have you invested in yourself, in software, in programs, in just little things here and there, in ads, how much have you invested to get to where you are? Hundreds of thousands. I've spent thousands and thousands and hundreds and thousands of hours to get, and pain and tears to get to where I am. And you think, oh, I don't feel worthy of charging. Absolutely. Like, really look back and think of, what has it taken for you to manifest this vision? It's huge, absolutely huge when we look at it like that. So we've rated our frequency. We've talked about our vision in every single area of our life. What is on our vision board costs money. And I know that I want to have YouTube ads running continuously day and night. And I know that some people spend like $3,000 a day, $5,000 a day, $10,000 a day on YouTube ads. I'd set that intention. And when I say for the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, you're like, well, I wouldn't need that much for my expenses. Well, you've got to pay taxes, you've got to pay expenses, but that then becomes an expense to reach more people. So even if you're not someone like, well, I need that money in my back pocket, because you don't really want for anything, but you do want to, as a spiritual entrepreneur and a light worker, to reach more people, right? So we can utilize that financial freedom to be able to free up our time, so we're not reaching out and being scrappy in our business. And actually, people come to us naturally and automatically. And it's people that I call your STAP, your soul tribe avatar, persona, or profile. It's people that you actually want to work with, people that light up your soul, people that choose to say yes to working with you instantly, right? Because they resonate with you and they connect with you soul to soul, because they can see, hear, and feel you and what you're about. Would you love that? Like that was my goal. I'm just saying, it was my goal. So how you launch your day, leave your day, and leave your day, how is that? And what soul guided, 1 to 3 soul guided action steps can you take to be in alignment with manifesting your vision and your mission, the things that are on your vision board? They're not my vision board, it's your vision board, right? Write those down, journal about them, right? And I'm doing it, I'm doing all the steps, right? And you'll see when I get to the vision board for December, what I've done, what I haven't done, and I'll see, okay, what's been manifesting, what's happened. Because sometimes things sneak up on you and they're manifesting and you're like, I haven't even acknowledged them, which is why we do gratitude. And I have a little love heart stone in my hand. My daughter gave it to me when she was little. We used to all do gratitude, my son and my daughter. And now she's 20, she's almost 21. And so the way that I like to do gratitude for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is to bring all of these areas, these 7 areas, what I like to call the intentional living codes, because it's a frequency, it's a code, it's your own code, it's your own, like, you get to adjust the frequency to allow and manifest. It's your own. One of the things that, before I dive into that Abraham Hicks was saying on that video is, that, or it might have been that one or another one, when people do a certain thing and they're like, this thing worked for me, here, do that thing. And it's not about the thing, it's the energy. And so it's you and your vision board. What is on everybody's vision board looks different. And if you look in, or you post your videos in the Facebook group for the Soul Income Game, Bank 50K 50 Days Vision Board Challenge, you'll see that. And it's amazing. It's you're grateful for the things that are important to you. I'm going to say gratitude because I like to soul speak into existence, I call it. And if I raise my vibration and you raise your vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. And I think that's a pretty cool thing, right? So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. And so for each of the 7 freedoms, we express gratitude. And it might be something that's in the past, something that's in the present, or something that is, I call it, in the predicted future, meaning it's on your vision board, right? Or just something that just comes in as an additional. So we bring in, again, the 7 freedoms, so contribution freedom. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and appreciate. And think of something that is either a contribution in your light work or in your lifestyle. And I want to say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate the contribution that I make with the masterclass, my masterclass, my Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, and the spiritual YouTubers, because I know that when people do watch it, and there's a replay on my YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV, people watch it and they get really great value from it. So I love that. That's my contribution that I love, and it's automated and leveraged, and I love that. And I was just telling my niece about it, and it wasn't always so. That wasn't always so. I remember doing my first ever webinar and I was terrified of going live, absolutely terrified. And I've got a replay of that in the bonuses for the masterclass. It's in A Purpose That Profits Online. It's about 8 years ago now, absolutely terrified. And now here I am doing a live, and I'm inviting you to my masterclass. I do it 12 times in a year. I set the intention for that. I hadn't done it when I had the kids, and I've yet to catch up again. But that's what I set the intention to do, to have an enrollment spot in my business for my soul clients so that I can reach my financial freedom goals with ease, grace, and flow. Like, why would you not? And so I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate health. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the level of my health and looking after my health and having a beach body, because who doesn't want to have a beach body? I'm happy. Welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm happy and I'm grateful. I'm just expressing gratitude with my gratitude stone for the 7 freedoms frequency, if you're wondering what I'm doing. But journal along with me. What are you grateful for today? I'm happy and grateful and appreciate for the 3rd area of the 7 freedoms frequency, for emotional freedom. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that my emotions are that guide, for that manifesting, having that gut feeling and going with that and trusting that, and just I love it. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate, and I've had a lot of laughter today. And we've been talking about dating, so we've had a lot of laughter, which I might reveal at the end. I because I'm going on a date. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate environmental freedom. Where I'm going, actually, where I'm going in about an hour or half an hour or something like that. My daughter used to work there, and it's a really nice place to eat and have a drink. I appreciate that. So that's in advance. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate relationships, the new relationships that I'm building and I'm making, and that on my vision board. So again, if you haven't done my vision board challenge, I'll leave it in the show notes and the description. That's what I've been talking about: manifesting and soul clients and financial freedom. But also for me, being in union with my twin flame and awakening to my purpose even more so, and intentional living. I set the intention on my vision board for each of the areas to get married. And so me and my friend have been talking about dating quite a lot today. She went on a kind of date today, and I said, right, that is it. I've got to get this date. And so when I talk about financial freedom and clients, what I set the intention for to get in before I got into another relationship is to actually stand on my own 2 feet, because we know with marriages, there's a lot of things that can conflict and a lot of things that stem from a marriage breakdown. And that was one of the things for me. And I'm like, no, I want to stand on my own 2 feet, have my own soul client income, have my own financial freedom. I'll be on the way to manifesting that. And so there's things that I put on my vision board in July. There's things that I put on my love list, my desire list, for the person, for them to be willing to be self-employed, for them to be willing to be blah, 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 blah. And in terms of finances, I'm going on a date. I don't know how it will be. I'll talk about it next Friday. Is that person would understand what I do. Our calling in life is one of the areas that I really wanted to manifest and be on, like, intellectually stimulated, because I haven't had that. I don't know if you have. A lot of people that I work with grow out of the partnership that they are in when they're into personal development. So this guy is into self-development. And my niece is like, has he got money? It's because he's got a yacht and he wants to sail around the world. And he said, after this project's done, I want to be a digital nomad. And he said, you're a digital nomad, like maybe we're a good fit. And I'm like, as the universe? So I will let you know on financial freedom, on relationship freedom Fridays. But the kinds of things that he's been doing in his hobbies and stuff, it all costs money. Like I said, I want to learn how to swim. I can teach you. I want to learn how to swim so I can scuba dive. Everything's not free. I want to learn how to swim so I want to salsa dance. I used to salsa dance. What else did I say? I want to do something else. And he's like, well, I've done that. And I'm like, are you for real? He's like, you sound like the person that I've been waiting for. And my book is called Waiting for the One. So I will keep you posted. Point being that I wanted to be in a position where the next person that I got into a relationship with saw me for who I am now, saw me for the author, saw me for a speaker, saw me for a coach. Because when I met my twin flame, I was healing from losing my son. And I took a break from all of this online stuff and I was cleaning homes. And he said at the very end, I think it was the last meeting that I saw him. He's like, yeah, but when I met you, you were a cleaner. So that's how I saw you. I was like, get out, get out now. This is why we're not together. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? Nothing wrong with cleaning. And I did it to my best of my ability. But when somebody only sees you like this minute, when you've got this light to shine, right? It's like, get out, let it go. And that's what I did. So that financial freedom and the soul clients is connected for me. It's connected to the relationship. It's connected to me really standing in my calling. And I've got 7 C's that I'll talk about, and I'll talk about them on Friday. I don't want to digress, but I'm happy and grateful for that I've had enough contrast that I know that I can recognize, and I know that my person will recognize me. So I'll keep you updated. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the spiritual freedom that the universe, you never know what's around the corner. Happy and grateful and appreciate, and I can see that you're on there. Let me know where you are in the world. Let me know where you're watching. And if you're somewhere where I can't see where you are commenting, I apologize, but you're with me and you're listening to me. Do comment and add your energy to the conversation, because it's really special, because other people get to see this and it helps the algorithm, and you share it out and all the things. Don't just drop off because I've asked you to participate, because that's what people do. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm talking fast because I'm mindful of the time. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom because I can go out for dinner and I'm good. So, and well, not for dinner, for a drink. My niece is like, go out for food. I'm like, I don't want to. So the next segment of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is, did we do the bank 50K in 50 days? We didn't, did we? So, okay. So this is where the money, the financial freedom comes in. I talked about the book already. If you missed that, this is what I call the Soul Legacy Journal. My journal, it's a notebook. I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy. And I call it 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. My spiritual awakening story, really, as well. I co-created Soul Path to Spiritual Alchemy for Lightworkers. So this is a special journal, and it gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day in vibrational money, not real money, vibrational money for us to actually play the game. And so what we do is we write down what we'd spend it. So if I gave you £1,000, dollars, euros, what would you spend it on today? Like, would you worry and run to pay bills? Nope. Rules, bills are already paid. Savings are already done. And taxes are already done. All the things. Oh, gosh, I've got a low battery, so I've got to charge it. All those things are already done. You're good. What we do is we tithe 10%, right, to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is, oh, my gosh, I haven't done it. I'm going to lose my money. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends, which is a charity for bereaved parents, because I am one. And I dedicate my work to my son. We also spend our vibrational money voucher every single day. And if we don't want to spend it every day, we can carry over the balance to the next day. And anything that you see through the week, you buy it with your vibrational money. And on Sunday is where we play this game, and I'm going to lose it. We play the game where we spend our vibrational money. So essentially 7K in a week, and we take off the 100 each day. So 6,300. And I usually spend my vibrational money. Oh, okay, I'm going to tell you what I'll spend it on. I usually spend it and then share what I've spent it on. But I didn't do it today. But I did visualize, and I did look up some sailboats. Like I say, this guy's like a yacht person, right? So we were talking, like, we've yet to meet. We're talking, and we were talking about like sailing and traveling around the world and doing all those things. That's the intention. So I was visualizing like what places that I'd want to go to, what it'd be like living on, do you know what I mean? But I didn't actually spend the vibrational money voucher. And if I don't spend it, if I snooze, I lose. And I'm like, I don't want to lose my vibrational money voucher. So because I haven't spent it on here, I don't know if technically I should lose it, but it's not like midnight. So I'm going to give myself to midnight to spend it. But I'll tell you what I would spend it on. I will spend it on the yacht and all the places that I'm going to go on the Starlink. Is it Starlink? Something like that, for the internet connection that I'd need, like, while we travel, all the things. I'm really like going at it, right? But that's what I was visualizing today. Whether that manifests or not, it doesn't matter. It's just feeling the feeling of having that freedom. My niece is like, yeah, you're just about ready to go, aren't you? You could just go. And I said, yeah, I've got me in first. Like, stop trying to shove me out the door. You love me, don't you? But it was lovely to visualize that stuff. So let me know what you would spend your 7K on, right? And again, you can play this with me every single day. Let me know who you are. Don't just sit and watch me. Let me know who you are, because like, that's stalkerish. I'm here for you. So I'm going to share with you. I've done the book. I'm going to do the card for the day. Can you see the card? Can't really, can you? Oh gosh, I don't think I've ever had this. Cypress Bay Ascension. Don't think I've had this. So the card says, move into your true self. Oh, can I get an amen? Because I didn't read this. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Yes! Can I get an amen for that? So I will let you know on Relationship Freedom Friday. I'll probably blab about it tomorrow anyway, the date. But because I just don't hold it, I announce everything. So that is the card for today. We've done the vibration, we've rated, we've done everything, I think. All I've got to do is say, come and join the conversation. There's a link in the show notes, in the description, for my monthly networking call. I also have a 2-hour coaching call. It's called the Seven Freedoms Frequency Call-in Gym. I haven't mentioned that for a little while, where I coach you through the 7 freedoms. I love it. It's pretty lit, and I gift that call to my students. It's $77 a month if it's standalone, but if you are on my, oh, that's it. If you're on my masterclass, the Bank 50K in 50 Days masterclass, and you sign up for my bootcamp or my mastermind, I will, and you sign up while we're on that, I will gift you that $77 a month, because for me, I wanted to have light workers actually not just focus on the monies in the list. I wanted to focus on leaving a legacy, and launching, leading, and leaving a soul legacy every single day. And that means in every single area of our life, yes, we're contributing, but we're looking after our health, because why wouldn't we? We're managing our emotions, because that's how we manifest anyway. And like disease in the body, we want to travel to the places that we want to travel to, right? We want to work from anywhere, travel while we teach. Can I get a name in for that? Love it. And it's just amazing. We want to have the relationships. We want to let go of the toxicity. We don't want to be in a relationship for finances or anything else, because we're pushed and pulled emotionally, or for any other reason. For spirituality, we want to be free and have our vibration elevated, right? And no, it doesn't cost money to be spiritual, but it does cost money energetically in the world to live in this world. And manifesting is a spiritual gift, and it's a spiritual practice. And then finances. I don't want to work a soul-sucking day job. And yeah, I do want to travel all over the world. And no, I don't want somebody to just pay for me. I'd like to pay my own way. And yeah, that takes money. To sail a boat, a yacht around the world, it takes money. So I will let you know how that goes, because that wasn't exactly on my vision board. What was on my vision board when I was in Twin Flame Union was the whole craze of the camper van. I actually had a client years ago actually pack up her home with her husband and go sailing, and they're still sailing. So she's somebody that I would go to ask, like, what's the deal on this? But yeah, it was the camper van, and what are they called? Eamon and Bex. Traveling around Canada, because I want to go to Canada. Traveling around Canada in the camper van, because that was the craze. I hadn't even thought of, go on a boat and sail around the world. I mean, that's much more peaceful, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And I love water, although I can't swim. But anyway, that is it for today's episode. I'm going to charge my phone really quickly. Thank you for spending this time with me. Definitely comment. Again, if you're somewhere where I haven't seen the comments, come over to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this out, because I'm sure that somebody will find it of value. I will repurpose this into a podcast. You can leave me a voice note on Spotify. I haven't yet had one, so I'd love that. And again, come to the masterclass. It happens live on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time. That is where I will share with you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high-paying soul clients online, and actually build a business model that allows you to have the freedom to travel while you teach. That is it. That is me out. Share your light, share your gifts, shine your light, because you were born to serve. Take care.